Yeah, hello everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to the second webinar, Q&A webinar of Code for Earth. And it's really amazing. We have seen so many registration and we also see a lot of people participating today. We had a first webinar last week and my colleague Esperanza was with us and we will guide you quickly through some background information and the steps and challenges of Code for Earth. And then we have a team from last year, one of the selected teams from last year, with their mentor, and they will share their experiences. And then, of course, we have also a lot of time for your questions and our answers. Good, let's directly dive. Sorry, yes, Ruben.
Yes, thank you, Tina. Just a few words for some technical aspect. During this webinar, we will be using Slido for questions. So you can find in the chat the links that brings you directly to the Slido page. Over there, you can ask all your questions. And at the end of the last session of the webinar will be dedicated to Q&A. So we will use it for your questions. And also, I see many of you came here with a guest link. If you can please change your name to your real name, it's quite easy to do it. If you go on the bottom of your screen, there's some options. You see participants. It will open a panel on your right side. And if you go on your name, you have a window, drop-down window with few options. You go to rename, and if you can rename it to your real name. If you are from ECMWF, please, next to your name, also add ECMWF. I see a few more people are joining. Just a second. So in the chat, I'm writing now again the link to Slido. Okay, a few more people are joining right now. Again, please, for those who came with a guest link, please, if you can change your name to your real name. And if you are from ECMWF, add ECMWF next to your name. To do it, you simply go to the on the bottom of the screen, you see the options. You have participants. It will open a panel on your right side, and there you find your name. There's a drop-down menu with all the options, and you choose rename. Okay, Athena, if you want to continue.
Short question on the Mentimeter questions.
Yes, sure. If you want
or do we do them at the end?
We can do it now. I see people are keep joining, so maybe we should wait.
Okay, you know what? I start and then we add that to the end. So to not put too much tension on it, you know, what is the background of Code for Earth? And I guess many of you have been involved maybe in the previous edition. So what we are doing with the Code for Earth program is an ECMWF activity, and we engage external talents with ECMWF mentors and also external members and experts in earth sciences or computer science, applied data science and software development. The program has been run since 2018, and we had over 35 open source software developments that are used and are highly beneficial to the activities of the center, member states, and also cooperating states. Yeah, what we want to do is, you know, establish partnerships. We want to engage with the young external talents. We want to see more innovation potential identified also by colleagues. And as I mentioned, you know, strengthening partnerships and relationships with externals is a very important aspect of Code for Earth as well. For those who might have joined last week, there was a lot of questions around eligibility. And I'm really happy that to announce that we heard what you said. We thought how we can include this in the program, and so we changed the eligibility slightly, we opened it a little bit more. So the overall program is open to nationals and residents from ECMWF member states and cooperating states. For Copernicus funded and Destination Earth funded challenges, it stays the same as before. And if you go on GitHub, you will always find an announcement of the eligibility. But I think that is helping, helping a lot for product participation. Good. How does Code for Earth work? We have 4 steps from the call for participation, which started early March, until the final Code for Earth Day, which will be in September. So, mentioned, step 1 is call for participation, and you have time until 12th of April to submit your proposals. During that time, please use GitHub and ask questions there. The second step, after we have selected the best proposals, was the announcement of the selected proposals, end of April. And then the 4-month coding phase will start in May and goes until 31st of August. And then there is the final Code for Earth Day in Bologna in September. So, and at this point, I would like to hand over to my colleague Esperanza, because she will explain a little bit more in detail what is going on in step 1.
Thanks, Tina. Hello, everybody. We are now in the first step of the program, step 1, first phase, call for participation. In this edition, 2023, Code for Earth has released 13 challenges, which are now published in the open source hosting platform GitHub. So the challenge this year has been regrouped into 2 streams. The first stream is software development for earth science. The second stream is machine learning for earth science. Also, these challenges are categorized into streams. There is a variety of topics. You can see on the screen the list of the 13 challenges on the platform GitHub. Let me list most of them. For example, there are machine learning challenges which try to apply machine learning techniques for correcting bias, for diffusion models to predict weather patterns, for discovering hidden patterns on the climate data store. Another challenge using machine learning is for creating an emulator to reduce the running time of the model. Another machine learning challenge aim to develop a search to improve the discoverability of ECMWF datasets. Another one aim to generate the finer spatial reanalysis information. Another machine learning challenge focus on fire forecasting. But artificial intelligence is not the only topic this year. Another theme pick up is data visualization. There is challenge related to data visualization, for example, to create atmospheric composition diagnostic plots, to develop graphics used in the climate intelligence reports. Another challenge, try to develop a Jupyter component that displays meteorological data in an interactive map. Another one is aims to create a dashboard for communicating tropical cyclone forecast. And another one, the last but not the least, is related to data compression. We encourage you to go to GitHub to read carefully the description of every issue, every challenge, and choose the one better suits your skills, your background, and your preference. But on the top of that, please engage with your mentors. Mentors got the initial idea, they elaborate a potential solution, so they are the best reference. If some aspect of the challenge is not 100% clear to you, go to GitHub and started a conversation with them. It's important because in a way they can clarify what is expecting from you. So you have till the 12th of April, just after Easter time, to submit your proposal. Yeah. Once you have been in contact with mentors, you have an idea what challenge you want to apply, we would like to give you some tips and recommendations to write the best proposal to solve the challenge. There are, you can see on the screen 5 main bullet points, but I would like to explain a little bit more. The most important is that your solution must be technically feasible in 4 months. You have the summer, 4 months, from May to the end of August to develop a project. So at the end of the coding phase, you need to present an outcome. So for this, in this sense, it's very important that that your solution to tackle the challenge will be feasible in 4 months. So don't be ambitious, don't add any complexity. So attach straight to the point to what is expected for you. It's also important that your proposal include a clear timeline of milestones and deliverables. It will pay off at the end of the coding phase because it will help you to structure your work. And to sum up in a word, what is really important is that your submission needs to be clear, well-structured, and precise. We don't ask you to write an essay. Straight to the point, read carefully what is expected from you, and please tailor your submission according to the feedback you got from your mentors. Next slide, please. Yes, you can see on the slide a good example of a proposal. What do you need to include? And noting down because it's important. Include a brief description of the problem, your solution, what you propose to tackle the challenge. You can include the software tools, the services, or the data sets you want to use. I insist on this, please include a timeline, a clear timeline of a table of milestones and deliverables. And if you want, it's optional, but if you want to include a plan how to share your project outcomes afterwards, after the program, it could be nice to have. So from, yeah, as I say, 12th of April is the deadline to submit your proposals, and what happened afterwards. So vendors are going to evaluate and rate the proposals they have received. So we have in our website a page named Frequently Asked Questions, and there you can see in one of the questions, you can see the criteria the committee, the evaluation committee is going to follow to rate your proposals. Which are these criteria? Comprehensibility, your proposal needs to be understandable and clear. Another criterion is clarity and structure, very well structured. Another criteria will be feasibility, insist it to be technically feasible within 4 months. More criteria, future-proof approach, easy to maintain. Does your proposal contain a plan for maintenance of the project? And innovative approach is also another criterion. And the last one is transferability. Is your proposal include a plan to transfer the solution into the ECMWF system? So don't worry, these criterions, you can find all of them in the frequently asked questions on our website. So the committee, evaluation committee, can give you a proposal in each category up to 5 points. The proposals with the highest overall number will be selected. And when the announcements will be published on the 27th of April. You can discover if you are a selected team on our website or on our socials. So stay tuned and follow us. Good luck, everyone. Back to you, Fatima.
Yeah, thank you, Esperanza. So after the, well, successful submission of a proposal, I'd say, and if you're selected, we enter step 3, that is the coding phase, where the selected teams work together with the mentors, and experts in earth science, computer science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. And you have time for 4 months to code. So it's a lot about innovation, collaboration, and open source development. So use the time to team up with also the mentors. You know, that is probably, last year we had a comment that was, someone said was my most exciting summer. And we from the coordination team, we will accompany the coding phase with 2 update webinars where we explain, you know, what is the state of play with the selected teams and the challenges. And everyone, the broader community, can of course follow the progress of the project also on GitHub. So it's a real coding summer if you're selected. Then, as I mentioned before, the last step for this year will be step 4, the Code for Earth final day. This is when all the, you know, it's the celebratory termination of the Code for Earth edition, of the 2023 Code for Earth edition, that will take place 20th of September in Bologna at the ECMWF site in Bologna. The teams will be invited to present their project results. Mentors will be there. And this is on the one side, of course, to showcase your results. What have you learned? What have you done? It's a lot about networking and, of course, having fun. So this was a very short, the 4 phases. And I would like to hand over again to Esperanza for the last part of the presentation.
Why submit a proposal? So there are many reasons to submit the proposals and to take part in Code for Earth 2023, but let me highlight or 3 of them. You can join the Code for Earth open source community, which is growing day by day. You can learn from mentors, ECMWF, Copernicus Destiny, and external mentors for different universities, and exchange knowledge, and also you can taste what is working in an organization like ECMWF. And you can get 5,000 euros, an stipend of 5,000 euros, if you develop a project and is successful at the end. So we have invited with us one of the 2022 teams who took part last year, and let me introduce the team. With us is Beatrice Rinaldi, Emiliana Miftari as participants, and was one of the mentors, Marie-Emily Boucher. So they much better than me. You can share their experience and tell us what is Code for Earth 2022. What was your experience? And I had the floor is yours. I hand over you.
Hi, I'm Emiliana Miftari, and I'm an hydraulic engineer. With Beatrice and Angie, we participated to the last year's Code for Earth with the project Crowd Water for Floods. And Beatrice will explain to you better.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Beatrice, and I was a part of the team Crowd Water for Floods. I'm an hydraulic engineer too, and with my friends, we decided to participate in the climate change about flood forecasting, which aimed to use citizen science to improve flood forecasting models in smaller rivers that are engorged. Crowdwater is an interesting and useful initiative in which people send a georeferenced picture of streams or rivers, along with the corresponding variation of water level. The main problem that we encountered were related to determining how many centimeter each unit of the virtual scale is. In fact, the water level variation is measured with a virtual scale. We wanted to implement a machine learning model to use those crowd water data, but there was a lot of missing data. We were introduced to this challenge by our professor Montanari at university, and we decided to write a proposal for the flood forecasting challenge.
So when we decided to participate to the program, we decided to participate mostly as a personal challenge, and didn't expect at the beginning to be chosen at all. So obviously we were very happy and very excited when we were chosen. And in writing the proposal, we focused mainly on understanding and describing the challenge. And we tried to write some ideas on how to use those data that we had to use, the crowd water data, to improve flood forecasting models in the smaller rivers, in engaged rivers. So we also focused on establishing a timeline, and we tried to decide how much time we needed for each of the steps that we wanted to do, basically. So when we started with the coding phase, we met once a week with our mentors. And it was really an exciting summer. And the main challenge at the beginning was working in an international team, because we were also grouped with another person that was from Germany. So at the beginning, it was hard because we only met online. So, but I think we improved our skills week by week. And this was our first experience in an international group, in an international environment. And for me, it was really stimulating and exciting. And so we absolutely recommend the program. And it will be a lot of fun, and it's worth the effort, I think.
I don't know what to add. So I was the main mentor for the team. I was not the only one. We were a team of 4 mentors, including Jan Siebert, who is in Zurich. So he's the one who had the original idea of Crowdwater itself. So as Emiliana explained, Crowdwater is a platform to help citizen scientists contribute to data collection in hydrology, and it's very simple for the participants. So they just go by the side of the river and they take pictures. So basically it's a lot of pictures, always taken at the same spots, but there are many spots throughout the world and throughout Europe. The problem with Crowdwater data is, and those pictures, is that it's very unusual data. So it's potentially a large source of data, and data for places where we normally don't have data. So very small streams, for example, or just locations where there are no official gauges for measuring stream flow. So that's where the idea of the project came from, how to use that new type of unusual data to help improve models such as the European flood forecasting model that is developed and maintained at ECMWF, so EFAS. EFAS is a flood forecasting model that covers all of Europe. So yeah, I think it was a very challenging project. But I'm very proud of the team. I think everybody had a lot of fun, even if it was also very difficult. So as the others said, there was one of the challenges, of course, was the distance. So we had to meet online. And even all the participants were not all in the same location. But yeah, in the end, I think it turned out great, this project. And we're writing a blog about it at the moment. So I hope this will be published soon too.
Very good.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks a lot to Emiliana, Beatrice, and Marie-Amélie. So now, before we move to the last part, the Q&A session, I'm looking at Ruben.
Yes, Athena. Yes, we have we prepare just 2 questions for our audience. We are also curious to see, especially if you check your chat. Sorry, just a second. I am okay. If you check now your chat, you will find a link to Mentimeter, and you should see the first of our 2 questions.
Yeah, I assume that everyone knows Mentimeter, so we will have there. So we have 2 questions, and we're curious to hear from you how you heard about Code for Earth. And this is kind of live broadcasting. And it's interesting. And then it's like a wordle. The more people mention the same or write the same text, the bigger the word gets. So interesting. So LinkedIn. Data is still coming in.
Yes, it's already interesting to see that LinkedIn at the moment is the main platform that people heard about Code for Earth. And
ChatGPT.
Oh, okay.
Your cafe, interesting. You know, that's interesting. Also, interesting feedback for us to better understand, you know, where we can promote or where we should promote Code for Earth more or better or differently. So, thanks a lot. So maybe, Ruben, we can move to the second question.
So in the second question, we would like to know the people who are here today, their country of residence. Oh, it's good to see it's very heterogenic.
Yeah. Interesting. Good. Data is still coming in. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I think. Okay.
Good.
So thank you very much. We will go through all the answer so we can internally check, as Athena mentioned, which are the platform where we should like aim more for a promotion. And also we were interested in seeing the people joining the webinars, their country of residence. If you check again the chat, I'm linking again our Slido page.
Can you hand me over the screen?
Yes, sure, please.
Super. Good. So we come to the last part, and probably the most important part. It's your questions and our answers. So we collect all the questions on Slido. And Ruben, I need your input again.
Just a second. I'm writing for the people. There are a few people they just joined, so I'm writing the chat again. The Slido link for your question. There we go. And
yeah,
let me share. Okay, can you see it?
mm-hmm.
Okay, just a second, because I also need my. Here we go. Okay, we got a few questions. First one I have here: is there a particular format template for the project proposal? Does it have to be a PDF document, presentation, poster?
Yeah, so maybe I get that one. We do not have a format or a template, because the challenges on GitHub, the identified challenges, they are very different in nature. So any template would limit your creativity. But you still might want to ask the mentors if they have a preferred format. There is no Code for Earth template.
Okay. So next one, will ECMWF provide access to some GPUs for neural net training?
I don't know how to answer this question, to be honest. We offer computing resources from the European Workload and Workload, yes, during the coding phase. So maybe it is related, but I'm not sure how to answer this question. So you can post it in or write us in the Code for Earth, and I'll go, you get an answer. We'll reply you as soon as possible.
And
okay.
you can also, sorry, you can also ask a question on the related challenge, but we will find out an answer to that one.
Okay, next question. I have a strong knowledge of machine learning and software engineering, but I have zero domain knowledge of climate. Does it even make sense for me to send a proposal?
Could you scroll down a little bit?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'd say, the Code for Earth is also about networking. It's also about teaming up with other colleagues. So we recommend generally, of course, the program is open for individuals, but generally we recommend that you team up with friends and colleagues. For the person, I see 3 likes here. You can also ask the question on GitHub, because that is visible, it's transparent, and you can even, maybe someone else has not a lot of knowledge in machine learning, but from the metrology community, so you can team up there. And the other thing is that you can. I would recommend that you go to GitHub, ask the question there, and see. I'm sure there are other colleagues or other potential participants that would love to team up with you.
Okay, let's continue. But first, let me share a different page, because this one is not updating with the questions. So probably this one is better. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Ah, yeah, that is better.
Yes.
Okay. What is the maximum number of team members?
There's no a maximum number of team members. In past editions, only one individual, one participant form a team, but in other cases, 2-3 people. We have an example here with the CW4 plots. There were formed by 4 participants and 4 mentors, I believe. So there's not a maximum number. Yes, yeah. If you, as Athena says, you can join with other members of the team and have compatibility in skills. So this is a very good solution. Maybe if you are an expert of climate and you are an expert on computing, if you combine both skills, you can form a member. Sorry, a team.
Okay, next question. Is the stipend amount individual or a shared amount among team members?
Yeah, the stipend is per team, is per project. So this 5,000 pounds, it's up to you how to distribute the money between you. So 5,000 euros is per project, per team.
Okay, next one. Is it open globally, either for specific countries only? And which country can participate?
Yeah, so as mentioned at the beginning, the program is open for nationals and residents of ECMW member states and cooperating states. The challenges related to Copernicus and Destiny are only EU member state nationals are eligible, plus for Copernicus, Norway and Iceland, and for Destiny, Norway, Iceland, and Liechtenstein. Yeah, that is a result of the discussion from last week, that we opened the eligibility to also residents from ECMWF member and cooperating states.
Okay, here there's another question that jumped onto the top. Can you share example of selected proposal from last year as templates?
I think we have received a lot of requests about templates, about selected proposals. So maybe we can share with you, or we can seek for a good example, a good proposal, and we can publish on GitHub on our website in a few days. Atina, what do you think? If it helps you to structure your proposal, your submission, we will do that. Yes, yeah. For sure.
Next one, is there a limit on the amount of data stored on GitHub?
I don't think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Do you know, Atina?
I have not heard anything like that, so there shouldn't be a limit.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Sure.
GitHub does have a limit for large files, so you can store as many files as you want usually, but the file size is not arbitrary. You have to be within certain. It's Googleable. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next one. Are there usually many participants for a challenge? If a challenge has two good proposals, do you possibly suggest two teams to merge?
Yes, it's possible. So, Maria-Amélie, do you want to say something? Because it's just the case
that
here.
Yeah, so yes, this can happen, and this is what we decided to do last year. So we did merge a team of one person with a team of 3 people, and I think it worked well. Yeah.
Okay, next one. How can I propose solution with precise timeline when you are the one who defined the task and knows it the best?
Okay, you can propose a timeline, but the real timeline will come, will decide and discuss with your mentors if you are finally selected. So it is your approach, is you propose a solution, how to tackle the challenge, so it's up to you. But the timeline and the milestones will be defined during the coding phase when the forms and the team are created. Maria-Amélie, do you agree? Do you agree?
Yes. So the mentors, they will propose a project, but it's, even though there is a sort of there is already a definition for the project, it's not completely entirely defined. There is still a space for creativity and for proposing methods. So yeah, I think it's definitely possible to propose a project and also propose a timeline.
Okay, thank you. Next one. Will it be possible to publish the results in some form?
The results will be definitely published, but I'm not sure what the form is. We encourage also if there are students, if you want to publish or do a publication on the results, that's more than welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eddie, do you have,
yes,
have an example?
Yeah, so with our projects last year, I was a mentor for some students last year, and they have already started writing up a paper based on what they did in the project last year, and they will be presenting the results at EGU as well. That's the European Geophysical Union meeting in Vienna this year. So yes, it's possible and encouraged for you to take this work and publish it in scientific publications or computer publications, wherever you are, wherever it fits.
Yes, or creating blogs, but you are writing blogs about your
Yes, exactly. So there could be also different formats. So the Code for Earth projects are very short, so it's a very short project. So even if it's not possible to produce a paper out of that, it's also possible to produce alternative forms of communication, like a blog. And I would say it depends in part on the mentor and on the specifics of the project. So that would have to be decided with the mentors, I think.
Okay, so we can go to the next one. How can I choose a mentor?
Well, the mentors are those who have provided the challenges. So if you go on GitHub, you will see that there are already mentors. So you do not have to choose a mentor unless you want to choose a challenge by a mentor. But you know, the challenges have a team of mentors, and that's it.
Okay, next one. Is it possible to write proposal for multiple challenges?
Yes. You can do so, and then, you know, if you have ideas for multiple challenges, we are happy to receive more than one proposal from you.
Next one, can I participate from Turkey or Russia?
Turkey, yes, is a member cooperating state to ECMWF. Russia, not. I'll add the link to the list of eligible countries. Ruben, you can go on with the questions.
Yes. Is the competition strictly for people in the EU? I am a PhD student in the US, and I'm interested in participating in this event. Well, we already answered to this, and it's about right now for ECMWF challenges. You are even you have the nationalities of one of the ECMWF member states, or you are resident in one of those countries.
Mm-hmm.
Is the stipend cash or in form of a prize with the same value?
It's cash. It's 5,000 euros.
Well, it will be a bank transfer.
Yes. Yeah.
Should the proposal contain snippets of code or a minimal working viable product of the proposed solution?
I think in this case, start a conversation with the mentors of the challenge you are in mind, and if it's good for an example or if it's your proposal, please do so.
Okay, next one. If I study and live in Italy, but I come from a non-European country, can I participate? If you're a resident in Italy, yes, you can participate. Which are the challenges that European residents can apply to, and where can I find them? I think I have only seen the Copernicus ones.
In every challenge, there is a note indicating the eligibility criteria. So there are links. Every challenge has links provided of if you have you know, it's on GitHub. So you can, there's no doubt about that. But if you need still to ask something, please write a message to us, and we case by case tell you if you can or not.
Next one, could you tell us a bit more about interaction with the mentors if we get selected? Do we have regular meetings?
Yes, yes, it depends on the teams. Yes, but an average one meeting per day or 2 meetings. It depends. At the beginning, maybe you have online meetings more regularly because you need to, you know, to settle what you do or what the steps to follow. But is Maria Emily, in your case, was one meeting per week? Or
well, I would say at least one per week. I don't remember if we did more at the beginning, but yeah, throughout the challenge, once per week. Yeah.
Yeah, but you also can, another challenge, for example, Slack, if you want, or email or Teams or whatever challenge you need to ask questions regularly with your mentor. So you are also in contact. Yeah. Regularly.
Okay, thank you. Could there be a possibility of merging teams in later phases? For example, in the project using diffusion models on weather bench, probably 2 approaches will be the best.
This is something to decide after the evaluation. You know, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends how the proposals and how the mentors see submission of the different submissions. I don't know, Tina, you can elaborate.
Yeah, I would also refer this question to the mentors. I think we have first to see the submissions, and you know, then the mentors can decide where it makes sense, or if it makes sense to merge two challenges, respectively 2 teams, and that will then be discussed with the people the participants that submitted the proposal. It has happened, it can happen, but it's not the default, so it depends on what is written.
Okay, next one. What happens if the complete project ends up in a big failure? Will there be some cake from ECMWF?
Why you say that it can be ends up a big failure? There hasn't been any big failure so far, so why this time? You know, it is case by case. So, but you need to present an outcome, final result at the end of the coding phase. So this is one of the requirements.
Okay, thank you. Next one. Can I participate from Iran with one of my friends from Austria?
Yeah, we have to refer again to what we said. You have to be, for the ECMWF funded challenges, you have to be ECMWF member or cooperating state, national or resident. So that's, if you live and if you are from Iran and you don't live in one of the aforementioned countries, it's not possible. But of course, a friend from Austria can participate.
How many teams will be selected? What is the limit of minimum maximum number of team members?
So no, there's no minimum or maximum of number of team members. We will select this year up to 10 proposals or 10 teams.
What if we don't have a mentor? Because I'm doing this to update at first place myself, then a place where I work. So maybe.
Yeah, maybe, you know, it's about the mentors again. So to make sure, if you submit a proposal to an existing challenge that is written on GitHub, the mentors are already set. You do not have to choose a mentor. So challenges are provided by the mentors and they are set.
Okay, next one. When will the prepared data be available? I have a bachelor student who will be interested, but she has to start during Easter break.
I mean, if you are, if your submission is selected, eventually the data sets or all of the software tools you need will be prepared just before the coding phase. Yes, so but you has to be selected to have this data available.
Can we get some kind of hardware support during the coding phase? For example, can we get a computer to work with for the coding?
You have to be you need to have your own computer to work with it. Yes.
Will all finalized project receive the stipend? Well, yes, if they are finalized, yes, they will, of course. Hi, I am trained hydrometeorologist from a non-EU and ECMWF member country. Code for Earth really excites me. How can I be part of the exercise? Again, like for this year, the eligibility, it's about being having a nationality or being resident in one of the ECMWF member states. How many proposals can we submit? Maximum without losing credibility. There are many exciting challenges in machine learning.
Well, I don't, we have not thought about the limit, but imagine 3 of your submissions are selected, then you have a lot of coding to do over the summer. No, we have not thought about that. So I would recommend that you have a conversation or, exchange of information on GitHub with the mentors to also give you an idea which is where you fit best or where your skills fits best. And then maybe, it's only 1 or 2 proposals that you have to submit.
But choose the best,
yeah,
the best fits your skills and your background, and focus on the easiest for you.
Okay,
so,
next one. Oh,
sorry, we
please.
have we're approaching the top of the hour, so maybe we can take those 5 questions and then
Yes. What would you say is the minimal workload one should expect over the coding phase?
I would like to look at the mentors here, or the previous participants, Emiliana and Beatrice, if you're still around. Can you say a few words about that?
I don't know if you are here.
Yes, so basically, if I remember right, there were some weeks in which we worked more than other weeks, so I don't remember now, but it was like 3 hours a week, 3-4 hours, something like that. I don't remember really well, to be honest. I don't know if Beatrice is still, I don't know if it's
yes, sorry. Yes, I think depends on the week. Sometimes we work for 3-4 hours, other less, other more, depends.
Okay, so we only have a few questions left. So can one member of the team be from outside this ECMWF region if the majority are within the EU? Again, for this year, no, all teams, they have to be with the same eligibility criteria. Can other country member collaborate with EU residents? Same as before. What if someone have dual citizenship but living in non-EU state? In my case, Bosnia, but I hold Croatian too. Does it mean that I can't or not?
You can. You hold a Croatian. You hold a Croatian citizenship, so that works.
But it depends on the challenge you choose.
Oh,
yeah, of course. This counts for ECMWF challenges.
yes.
And then last one, it's an amazing job you're doing, answering all questions. Big cheers. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Okay, and I think we are done. We received many questions. I'm very glad to see so much engagement.
Yes. absolutely. Thanks a lot for everyone who participated. So Esperanza and I think also the mentors, we are really glad, or we are really curious to see all your submissions. You have until 12th of April. Use GitHub if you have questions. Don't be shy connecting with us. We are here to help answering your questions. And then, of course, submit your proposal before or by 12th of April.
Yes, and good luck to everyone.
Yes. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.